somebody won't come in the house. Naughty boy. So I'm not too familiar with pepper plants. The only reason I have these is because they were given to me full grown and already producing. So I took them and added them to my garden and figured I'd give them a shot because I'm not great at starting them from seed. I'm also not great at getting them from nurseries and stores and keeping them alive to produce fruit. So I honestly gave up on them for quite some time. And yesterday I was cleaning up out here and I thought I was going to pull them and just repurpose the soil and maybe plant something else in there. But then I learned that habanero and serrano varieties, although usually planted as annuals, can be considered perennials if you overwinter them properly. Any zones north of zone 9 need to overwinter indoors, I believe I read. And I guess you do that by just bringing them inside and putting them in a south-facing window so they don't dry out. So this is still producing. We've gotten quite a few cold nights and it's still, I don't know. So I guess you can overwinter outside if you want to mulch with straw, but I don't know that I trust that here. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try to overwinter indoors and see how they do, because these guys went bald, and I read that I guess they do that when they're about to go dormant for winter because they can be overwintered. They know to like shed their leaves, I guess. The serrano never came back really. Oh wait, it did. Look at that. I'm starting to see flowers again, and so I'm assuming if I bring it inside and it has no chance of frost or really cold weather, I guess we'll get peppers throughout the winter, which is crazy to me because I never knew that. Anytime I've grown like bell peppers in the garden, at the end of the season, they look dead and I pulled them, and I guess I should have known better. I don't know that you can overwinter bell peppers. Like I said, I'm not familiar with peppers in general. I was just Googling habanero and serrano specifically. So I'm going to bring these guys in because we do have some cold nights coming up. And now that I know that I can keep them going through winter in the house, bring them back out next year, I'm going to do that. Still waiting to see when's a good time to do the overwintering with strawberries. And they're still producing too, even though we've gotten cold nights. So all the new berries coming through. I have my 3 propagated strawberry plants from the runner that I did a week and a half ago. So yeah, I guess I'm just trying to figure out when to shut down this garden. I went ahead and I commingled my marigolds in between all of my squash plants to encourage the pollinators to come back over here still. Butternut squash is just doing so good. Look how big this one is. Look at that. And we got a ton too. Another one here. And here. Some of them are just hiding. I've been noticing a ton of assassin bugs all over my plants, which is awesome because they don't hurt my plant. They eat all the bad bugs. Ooh. And even though it's dropped really cold, this cucumber plant is still thriving. I don't see any fruit, and I'm not sure that we will. But it's still flowering. Oh, there's another one hiding. And I think today I'm gonna start prepping my garlic. To plant garlic, all you gotta do is pull all the cloves out of the head and leave the skins on, and plant. Pretty simple. I think I'm gonna wait a couple days though for this soil to become loose again, because we got so much rain, it packed it down. So now it's just mud at this point. And in my last video, I showed you guys that Lewis got a mini cistern. It holds 550 gallons of water, and our goal was to try to haul in more water by using one of these and a 330 IBC tank. We weren't sure that our double axle trailer was going to be able to haul all that weight, and we were right. It was too much weight, not worth it. It was a very scary ride home. Thankfully, Lewis is an awesome driver, and we made it in one piece, but we went ahead and we switched the IBC tank back onto the trailer, and now I have a holding tank in my garden, although not fenced in yet. The tank is in and awaiting to be filled. I probably won't fill it till spring when it warms back up, because if we fill it now, it's just going to freeze eventually. So right now I'm just using my little watering cans, and I don't have very much food to water anyway. So this is a next year plan and project, but it's in place and ready to use. Another thing that didn't go according to plan was the coop and old chicken run for the 3 outdoor pups. So when we put them in, we did it around dinner time, I think the other day around 4 or 5 o'clock before the sun went down. And they explored and they loved it. And Gabby was telling me how they were running in and out of the coop and just having a blast. And I was like, yes, that's awesome, because then they have shelter. And then later that night, we heard ruckus, and Dozer was barking outside, and so I went to go check, and all 3 puppies were out. And then we came to see why, and they chewed through the freaking chain link. So if I want to use this over winter for them, if we still have them and they have not found homes, I am going to have to pin the chain link to the bottom pole, and then probably reinforce the chain link. Maybe like we have extra cow panel back here, maybe adhere the cow panel to all 3 sides of the chain link to kind of give it a little more structure. I don't know. Too wet to do anything right now. Kind of really mad that they did that. Not because, I mean, it can be fixed, so I'm not mad about that. Just that we have to go through an extra step. Just doing more work for really no reason. Like, why can't you just stay in? So there's that. That plan will have to be pushed off till it's a little more dry, because it is a mucky mess. So that's pretty typical on a homestead or a farm. You try things out, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they just don't. There's lots of rearranging and reconfiguring, especially as animals grow and new animals come onto the homestead. They have different needs at different times, and so that's what we do. Lots of rearranging and reconfiguring all the time. So for now, these dum-dums sit on top of the stock tank, because, you know, we gave them a nice coop, nice house for shelter, and they ruined it. Dumb dogs. They are cute though, huh? Yes. Sweet girls.